I will try to sum up all of the questions being posed to me by the participants, and including a few of your remarks being made during the session. All of that is going to be, I suppose, within 3 or 4 minutes at the maximum. You can measure the time. Please
it's
start.
Okay. No need.
Okay. Very quickly, very briefly, to refer to the questions being posed by the young participants and of the webinar. First of all, there is no any plan B. And I'm quite sure that I'm not speaking on behalf of my country only, but about all the countries being in the process of integration and would-be candidates. And tomorrow's would-be union. What does that mean? It does not mean that there is no a plan B, plan C, plan D. There are plenty of regional organizations in the Euro-Asian area or continents, but no one of them is offering to us, the former communist states, what is really needed by our citizens. So I have said that many times to my interlocutors in Brussels. Economic integration of the Western Balkan must go hand in hand with the political integration. Western Balkan countries do not need only to be the members of the common European Union market, but to be part of the EU political institutions as well. Shortly, why is that needed? Many of the regional countries, if not all of them, I can speak for sure 100% about North Macedonia, we do lack a democratic experience. Why? Because some of us has never been in democracy prior to the fall of communism. So we do need democratic values to be firmly embedded in our institutions and even more in the minds of our people, our citizens, and the economic development can go only in parallel to the democratic development, not alone. 2 years ago, when the EU was engaged about the new methodology, one idea, I've said that several times in our public, some of us have been offered to be the members, unofficially, by the very high EU officials, to be members of the European Economic Area. I have rejected that out of hand on behalf of my country, of course. I don't know for the reaction of other political leads from this region, but that type of reasoning in the long run will be disastrous for us, because I personally and many of us wouldn't like to see or to witness the economic progress under being in the same time ruled by some local dictator or autocrat. Speaking about that is speaking about plan A or plan B. We have the plan B that is equal to plan A. That is the integration and only integration within the European Union. And of course, no one would like to see the lengthy process to be even lengthier. Montenegro is negotiating for 8.5 years, I think. Serbia is nearing seven year of the negotiations with the European Union, and the end of their processes of integration is nowhere to be seen. So it is certainly not a productive negotiations. It's better to say, it's more honest to say to those people, to those countries, you are not still ready, and to have a formal decision on the part of the EU that for the time being, you're frozen. Very shortly about the question about the Erasmus process, I think Alicia was asking about that. We are already in for many years. Of course, that level of involvement on the part of North Macedonia is not equal to the level of involvement of the member states. But I can tell you that thousands of our students has already been embraced by that program. And that was one of the best common projects, I would say, between Europe and the Western Balkans, which has really produced very good ideas. Very bright people have passed through that. And many of them are now contributing to the local development, to the development of their nations, of their people. About the youth involvement was one of the questions, because the participants mainly are younger. I can refer to the term being used by Mr. Busek, who is speaking about the oldies. And what to say about the middle-aged people. I'm belonging to that category as well. So I cannot see any way forward for the Western Balkan nations if we are thinking that only one category of people can go forward and the others are going to wait for them to be Europeanized. Either all of us, with different levels, of course, I'm speaking about the strata of the society, are go forward towards Brussels, towards Europeanization. It's not possible only young people to be Europeanized, elderly not, or to lagging behind, or middle-aged people to stay on the side steps. So, and just very short remark, when I saw a long time no see for me with Mr. Busek. In 2002, Mr. Busek, we met for the first time. I was the young accomplice of the then president of Macedonia, Boris Trajkovski. We met in Tirana. There was kind of a regional summit. And on that meeting, you have been speaking only, but very concretely, only about the Corridor 8, which should connect Bulgaria, at that time, Fyrom or Republic of Macedonia, with Albania. And I can tell you that nothing has moved significantly concerning that project. So if you agree with me, I would refer to that period of the time that this has been early 2000s. That was certainly the golden age of cooperation between the Western European institutions and the Western Balkan institutions. Unfortunately, in the past 3, 4, 5 years, nothing can be compared with that period of the time. Certainly that was not because of you, or because of the then President Boris Trajkovski and other regional presidents and the prime ministers. But it seems to me that a lot of the political will on the part of Europe was present, especially after the Dayton Agreement was signed and Stability Pact was established, and many other regional issues. We have blossoming of the regional initiatives, very concrete at that period of the time. Now we are speaking only about reforms, and Brussels, unfortunately, is accepting that. And in essence, that is only the rhetoric about reforms. What about the real reforms? So I think that both sides are to be blamed. In the first place, the regional elites, including myself, but the European Union really should pay more attention to this region, because we are small, we are on the periphery of the continent, but at times we might be very strategic. When I was speaking about the broad European project, if we really and truly would like to see one day, short time from now, united Europe. What else? I think, okay, there is no plan B to conclude with that, only plan A.
Thank